What's up, all you cool kids? This is Daisy Collins of TsunamiRose.net, coming at you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, as I do Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, usually-ish. But I do post videos every single day about junk journaling. That is my thing, so if that is your thing as well, please do make sure to hit that subscribe button and give my little video a little like. So last night I actually messed up on this, right? It didn't work out. There were seams that were torn, and then also the paper ripped the stitching off. It was a disaster last night when I went live, but I tried it again, and I rewatched the video that I made I think like a month or so ago now. I made these string quilts, and now I need some for Christmas. So I was able to finally get it together. You can see it's all put in right, and I'll tell you exactly what I did wrong. I didn't use a wide enough stitch seam. It should have been a 1/4 inch, and I was trying to do smaller than that. So that was wrong. Other than that, and then I used the wrong paper. I used painter's paper, you know, that paper that you lay down before you paint. But now I got the right one. Hey, Patricia, I got packing paper. That's what you need, packing paper. Or I also saw a comment about using telephone book pages. So I guess if you have a telephone book around still, I don't think I do. I really don't think that I do. But you want a paper basically that you can rip off really easily. So let's get started on this Christmas string quilt, which I'm actually going to cut into sections so that I can use them for spines in my little golden books. That is what I'm using these for. So this will make at least 3 different spines, I believe. Maybe just 2. I'm not sure. We'll see. But you can make these any size you want. That is up to you. I'm basically going with the size of my cutting mat. The size of my cutting mat, which that's the size of paper that I chose. And this is what this is called packing paper. And I got this over at Walmart in their moving section next to, you know, their boxes and next to their like bubble wrap and things like that. So that is what this is. It is packing paper. Basically, when you go somewhere and you want to wrap your glass in paper, you use this. So that's what I'm using. I'm also using long strips of fabric. I did go out to Walmart and get a couple new fabrics. And then I cut them into strips of 2 and 3 inches. So that's what I did. And I have some solid fabrics. And like I said, I just went out and I got some new fabrics from Walmart last night when I was grocery shopping. It just works out that way. Gotta love that Walmart. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you're gonna want to lay your paper so that it is from corner to corner covered with paper. And we're actually gonna sew with the right side of the fabric facing down. And we are going to sew. You can either sew on the right or the left side of the fabric. It doesn't really matter. But I am going to put this like almost at the longest point that I can here. Well, this actually would be the longest point right here. Okay, and I'm going to use a 1/4 inch stitch to lay it down to secure it to the paper. And I am, of course, using my brother's project. You can see on my scrap paper, all my fabric over here. I'm using my Brother Project Runway Limited Edition CE1125 PRW sewing machine. That's what I always use. I got it at Walmart. You guys, I don't know. I love Walmart, you guys. I'm so weird. I'm so American, you guys. I love Walmart. Okay, so let's get this sewn on. And like I said, it doesn't really matter which side of the fabric you start to sew on. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam here. I was trying to do a lot smaller seam earlier, so that's why it didn't work out. Just trying to maintain that fabric right here. it's okay if your seam is not even or straight or anything like that. And then what we're going to do is we are actually going to iron this fabric off to one side. So let me do that over here off to the side. I have my iron set up off to the side over here. So 1 second. Okay, so I've ironed it flat. Kind of. I need to make it a little flatter here. My iron was a little cold. Okay. So now I've ironed it to the right side. So now we're going to do the next strip. And I think I'm going to do a white strip next to it. And I guess with this fabric, it doesn't matter what side I put it down on. And I'm just going to lay it on top of the fabric. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew on the side that is exposed, that flaps open. So we're going to sew on this side in this case. Like that. Get onto the sewing machine part. And again, 1/4 of an inch seam. See, it kind of moved off to the side a little bit, and I'm just going to move my thread over. It doesn't matter that much. Just got to make sure it stays along that same border here. Hey Jane, welcome girl. So I have this. Now I need to iron this off to the side. So 1 second, we do that. Okay, so here's that. Now the next strip, this is not long enough. This looks like Christmas wrapping paper. I love it. Let's see, what do I have that is long enough? This pretty black fabric is long enough. And if you find like right here, I don't know if you can tell, there's a little corner of paper exposed. And then over here you can tell there's going to be another little piece of paper exposed if I was going to layer it right on. So what I could do in that case is layer it a little bit more on top so that I make sure I cover the little piece of the little piece of paper. Or you could just trim it off in the very end. It's all good. Okay, so let's get this sewn on. It's actually going to be a little piece of paper showing. That's fine. I'll just trim it off. Okay, so sewing machine. Whoops. Hi, Kristen. Welcome. And I am not back stitching, but you definitely could if you wanted to. You might want, I don't know. I don't know if it really makes a difference on this project. Oh yeah, and my stitch is a straight stitch, and I set it to length of 4. So it's not the longest it could be. My edge went up. Not okay. I went off center. My stitch is set to a length of 4. It's a straight stitch set to a length of 4. In case y'all needed to know. Now I'm going to pull this back. revealing the right side, and I'm going to iron that down. Just ironing it over. Okay, so now I have this. So now, let's keep it going. Let me get some gray. I think it needs a little bit of gray. Oh, but I'm going to use this flannel. This is a flannel material. I think it's beautiful. It's not exactly Christmassy, but it is Christmassy, kind of. So let's lay it down there like that. I will cut it a little bit, and you should keep all the little pieces because you might need those for the very, very corner. So let's lay that down again, wrong side down, sewing on the exposed part. Thank you, Jane. I got it at Walmart. I just got a couple pieces of what they call fat quarters, seasonal fat quarters. I think they're like $1.50 for one fat quarter, which I can't remember what size that is. But it's a pretty nice size, actually. I cut some strips out, and I still have some left, so that's cool. Quarter-inch seam here. And I really only like 3 of the fat quarters that they had, because the other ones had the images that were too large, and it was like, well, that's not going to really show because I'm using little strips. So I didn't buy the fabrics with the large images. I really tend to like fabrics with small images, small flowers, because I'll use little things like this. So the small fabrics, the small colored fabrics are better for me. Let me get some more red in here. Again, this is another fabric from Walmart that I got last night. Hi, Golden Author. And I'm going to sew that face side down, so wrong side of the fabric down, alongside the side of that is exposed that you can flip. And let's sew that on. Luckily, they had Christmas stuff. I thought they didn't have it, but then I saw it was hidden behind all the Halloween stuff, like literally behind the Halloween stuff. I was like, all right, well, here's my chance. And you want a nice wide seam, so 1/4 inch seam. And you can backstitch or not, your choice. Your choice. And let me just go ahead and iron this over. Okay, so there's that. Then I think I'm going to put a strip of white. Strip of white here. Or I could put in some green. No, you know what? I'm going to go with the white one on this one. Kind of like a white, red, black theme. That would be cute on this one. And then I'll use the other ones over there. Use green for the other ones. Okay, so again, we're sewing on the part that's exposed. Oops. Hi, welcome. 1/4 inch seam. This is really one of the easiest quilts. I mean, quilt techniques, because I'm not going to use it for a quilt. You guys know that. But this is one of the easiest quilt techniques that you could possibly do. You don't even have to cut I cut the the strips with my paper, my paper trimmer, not my paper trimmer, with my fabric cutter. I can't remember what rotary cutter. Oh my god, with my rotary cutter. But you could just rip the fabric into strips if you wanted to. That's what I used to do before I had the rotary cutter. So if you don't have that, you could just rip the fabric. Okay, so now pull it back again. I'm pulling it back, and then I'm going to iron that. So 1 second. I'll get my little iron. And then, let's see, what am I going to do? And I think I might put another, oh wait, no. I have this wonderful green fabric that would go beautifully right here. Actually, or at least a small speck of it would be pretty to see there. And then, actually, no, I might put it here. Do I have any more of it? Okay, I do have more. So I can put it here at the end. Or no. Put the whole thing there. You know what? No, I'm going to do it. I think it would look pretty there, and then over here it would look beautiful. So let's do that. Let's put the green fabric over here, face side down. You don't have to be perfect with it, which is what's great. And again, you don't even have to be straight. Your strips don't even have to be straight. It could be a little crooked. Your seams don't have to be straight. Like I said, the only thing you have to make sure is that your seam here is wide enough and that you're using paper that is easily torn off. That's pretty much the requirements here. But let me go ahead and iron this back. And then I still have to put something over here in this corner. Just looking at all the stuff that I have. Nah, that wouldn't be big enough. Okay. What would look cute over here? I guess another piece of the black fabric would look nice at the very end. Okay, let's do that. What are my scissors? Not really. Where did my scissors go? I don't know where they are. That's crazy. I don't know where they are. Okay. Pretend like I'm okay with that. They have freaking disappeared. Okay. Okay, it's okay. So let's sew this fabric right side down, wrong side down. Yeah. Right side down, wrong side up. We are just working our way through this here. It looks so pretty. 1/4 inch seam. And then we're going to iron this back. Okay, now we have this side done. So now we can work on the other half. I need to cut off this fabric here though because it's bothering me. But where? Okay, here's my fabric. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let me just cut off all these extra pieces here. I'm actually going to keep these because I'm going to use them to make other stuff for Christmas. Scrap something. I don't know. We'll see. Just cutting out all this here. And I'll even it out better later. Okay. So, now we're working on this side. So let's put, wait, I said I was going to do the green stripe over here. Yep, that's what I said I was going to do. So let's get that down. This green stripe with this beautiful gold. It shimmers in real life. You can't tell right now, but it shimmers. And it's pretty. Okay, let's see. I think I hang on to too many small scraps. I normally don't, but see, this piece isn't even at all. It's all jagged, so it's okay. It'll work out anyways. I don't, except for like this right now. I don't have Christmas fabric. What I have is a couple pieces of Christmas fabric and some solid colors, and I'm making it work. I don't really want to buy Christmas fabric, so I have to work with what I got, and if what I got is crumbs, then that's what I gotta work with. Is crumbs. I don't know English. I translate from Google. You are okay, don't worry about it. Okay, so I'm sewing it, and this side is not actually exposed, but that's the side I'm sewing it on, the right hand side, so that I can flip it to the other side. Okay, so this one I'm going to flip over. And then I'm going to iron that down. And this one, most of my strips are even, but this one is not even. And we're just going to work with that. It's okay. Everybody's special. Cut off the extra fabric here. It's a little too much for me. Okay. So now I think I'm going to lay down a piece of solid color. Maybe a gray. Yeah, a gray would be nice. And I need to put at some point another one of these black pieces. Okay, so I'm going to put down a gray here. Or maybe I could put down the flannel again. Let's see. I also used some pieces yesterday. Okay, whatever. We're going to use gray. Let me get this cut off over here. At the very end. It's a little too much. A little too much. So right here, I'm trying to make it even. Because I do have to sew along the edge. Some pieces right here are just not even because that was not an even piece of paper. So that's just how it is. Down to confetti size. I wish I had enough space to do that, but I do not have the space to do that. So I actually do have to get rid of some. I actually have a bunch of scraps I'm planning on selling for a very nominal fee. Because I got too many scraps. Here you go. I just keep the bits in a bottle. Oh my goodness. It's quite organized. Okay. So again, here you can see this one's not even. But you could also see I'm not bothered. I'm okay. Maybe it's now the time to pull out the black piece here. No, it's time for another white piece, and then I'll put the black piece. So another white piece of fabric. And I think I'm starting to learn that I should really cut the fabric after I sew it and not before. Use them in mixed media layers. I have been wanting to try this one project that I've seen where you use this water soluble stabilizer. I don't know if she made a pocket out of it or it is a pocket, and then you stuff it full of like fibers and fabrics, and then you wash it, and then it, like, I guess molds all of those scraps into one piece of fabric. It's so weird, but I've been wanting to try it. I just gotta be brave enough, because Lord knows I have enough scraps. I could do 15,000 of those projects because I have so many scraps. You've seen that too, Jane? I want to do that. That's the reason why I started keeping some of my scraps, my small scraps, was to do that project. And here I am, having not done the project, and I have bags and bags of scraps. If you find that your paper gets all in the way over here, you can roll it up like I do. I just roll it up. It's fabric, so it's okay, and you're going to tear off the paper anyway, so that's fine. Thank you, Golden Author. Okay, so now this one we're going to roll back. I'm glad today is working out better than it did last night. Last night was a fail, but it's okay. We worked it out. We worked it out, and here we are. Okay, so this is what I mean by cut it afterwards. I think I cut it too soon. Okay, so now I want to put this black strip here with this pretty holly print on it. So let's lay that down. Face side down, right side of the fabric laying down. And we're sewing on the exposed side of the fabric. There's one side that you just sewed down, and then there's another side that's exposed. So that's where we're sewing. So you make sure you're on the right point. Laying the fabric down on top. And we are going to do a 1/4 inch seam. I'm going to start prepping my Christmas little golden books very, very soon. That's why I need this, actually, because this is needed in the first step. So this is like, what do they call it? Prep cook. This is preparations for that. 1/4 inch seam there. Nice wide seam. Now we are going to iron this back so you can see the nice fabric on here. Oh, it is time for a snack. I got Pocky cookies and cream today. I'm on a diet, and this only has 16 grams of sugar, which for me is like, that's like having half of a Coke. So that's my snack, my high calorie snack for the day. So it's also my dessert. Here I go. Oh my god, I forgot it's so hard to come out. It's because they're all molded together. Oh my god, I've never struggled so hard. Okay. That is good. Oh my god. That is so good. Okay. Mmm. Not really sweet. I love it. Okay. There's this one very, very popular YouTube channel. I can't remember what they're called. And they recreate snacks. Like last week, she did like Pop-Tarts, and then This week she did Pocky, and every time I watch her channel, like that's the snack I want to eat. I'm like craving it. Last week they did Pop-Tarts, and I just was like, I want Pop-Tarts now. Okay. So, we're working it. We are what? Working it. Okay. I thought I had more of that flannel fabric, but I guess I don't. I could cut some out. I could just use this fabric that's also gray. Now I need some red. Let's do the snowflake fabric. It's pretty. Let's do this red snowflake fabric. Okay. So we're going to do wrong side down. Wrong side up. I still don't know which way to say it. And then we're going to sew right after this Pocky break. A 1/4 inch seam. Rolling up my fabric on this side because it's getting ridiculous. But not too much because now it's scrunching up the other paper. Okay. So now again we're pulling the fabric back. Okay. So now here we come to the end here. And I suppose we had 3 fabrics in between the white stripes, which is the kind of idea I'm trying to keep here. So I still need one more stripe here before I go to that. Okay, I still have some of this. Let me do a stripe of this. That'd be cute. Okay, so stripe of this. Small green strip here. I'm definitely going to want to cut out more of that flannel. That was so pretty. Okay, went a little crooked there, but that's okay. It's okay. So I need to iron this back. Okay. So I think I'll do white strip now, and I don't think that's going to be the end of it. There's actually going to be another little piece. So that's cool. So let's do a white stripe. So again, I just went to Walmart, and I already had plain colored fabrics. But I have been buying colored fabrics in mind for Christmas all year long whenever I see it. I'll grab a green or I'll grab a red if I see it. And then, like I said, I bought a couple of fat quarters, Christmas themed fat quarters from Walmart. Okay, so I need the little end there. I think this will cover it. Got my scraps here, but I gotta take out the seams because I sewed on too long. That's okay. Nothing a seam ripper can't fix. This over here. This is why I tell you to save just a couple scraps. don't blame me for you having all those scraps now. Set a couple scraps. Put this over here. Okay, so let me iron this back. And that is that for this cover. I could either use this as the inside of a cover, I could use this as the cover itself, I could use this for the spine, like beautiful spine sections. This would be beautiful for that. Let me get out more Pocky. Okay, so now you can totally just use your scissors and cut off the extra fabric. But I want to use my rotary cutter. And this is one of the plates for the Sizzix that I use as a straight edge. It's not a ruler, it's a straight edge. Just cutting off the pieces. Apparently I need to change out my blade already. I have been cutting out a lot of stuff. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And you know what I really want is they have those handles that they put on here to make it even easier for them. All those cool quilter kids out there. I heard you could just buy a bathtub handle, but I think those are more expensive. I would imagine so. But back in my day, I used to work at a medical supply store, and those were expensive back in my days. I don't know about now, maybe it's cheaper. But they used to be pricey. I think I saw some for like 20 bucks or something. And then the last step is to take off the paper. And that's where I failed yesterday. Well, I actually failed before that, but it went wrong. That's where it all went wrong. But it's okay. I'm confident. I already did this. That's what I should have done, was make one first. But you know what? It's okay. Live and learn. Okay. So let me see that one spot that I said was too close. Nope, we're actually good now. That's great. Oh, actually right here it's a little bit too close. But it's okay. Hi, Pink Rose. So now, last step. Now we're totally take a lint roller, because there's like a bunch of little strings and stuff. The last step, you can see all my stitches there. Last step is to rip off the paper. We're just using it to make it easier for ourselves. And now we don't need it. So sometimes I have a hard time ripping it, and I just get my seam ripper. And just go all along the bottom. So that's what you have to do now, is you have to rip all the fabric off the paper. Don't be afraid, it's okay. Okay, but I don't really want to do that on camera because it just takes so long when they're so big like this. This makes it a bit easier to cut it down the middle like that. And then you can rip off the paper. Okay, but I'm going to just start another one. Because this will take me quite a bit. You got quite a little pieces of paper in there you got to get out, and then there's little pieces like that. But that is what this cover looks like. I'm going to do another one. I have enough time to do another one, I think. Maybe not. But I'm going to start another one. Okay. So again, we start off with a piece of packing paper. Like I said, I've also been told that you could use a piece of, that you could use phone book paper, phone book pages. So if you have phone books, pull out the pages. You just need a paper that is really easily torn off. This is packing paper, which you can find in the shipping section of Walmart, where they have their boxes, where they have their like bubble wrap and things like that. Packing paper, you'll see it there. And I'm just going to do the same thing I did with my last one. We have strips of fabric. I have them cut down at 2 and 3 inches. So I would suggest those sizes. But of course you can use scraps if that's what you want. So I'm going to sew this long piece here, basically from corner to corner. And I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. And it doesn't have to be perfectly straight or anything like that. But you do need that 1/4 inch seam. Wonder if you could use the drop paper. I don't know, the drop paper, I don't know what that is. I don't know, Jane, what is that? Just any paper that is very easily torn off is what you want to use. Okay. It's okay if it's not even. Don't worry about it. You do want to make sure if it's too long, if it's too wide, that's better than it being too thin. Okay. The paint section. No, well, if it's like this, if it's like more of a tissue paper, because I actually tried it yesterday with this stuff here that is actually painter's paper, and this did not work for me. I don't know what it is. I think it's more fibrous than this paper, or I don't know. I don't know what it is, but this didn't work for me. So I don't know. You could try it. Maybe it was just my stitching. My sewing machine was not working right. I don't know if it was my sewing machine or if that paper just does not work. I'll try it again and let you know, but it just didn't work for me last night. Maybe it was just my luck. I'm sure that's what it was. Okay, so I ironed it back now. Like, if you already have it, you know what I mean? Try it out. I don't know if I would go out and buy it. If you're going to go out and buy anything, buy this packing paper. Because I use this packing paper for a lot of things, not just this. Technically, I guess I could. But I don't want my stitches to show. You know what I mean? I don't want this to show. Doesn't Does it matter? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Well, yeah, because when I do my covers, I adhere I make fabric into paper. Here is just holding on to the fabric. Nothing is actually gluing down this part right here to the paper. So it would kind of bubble up. That's an interesting theory there. Try it out, Jane. See if it works for you, girl. I give this 5 out of 5. Would Pocky again. Okay. I'm going to use this beautiful poinsettia paper fabric over here. Oh, that will not fit. Okay, that won't fit. I might have to do a gray. It's not long enough. Okay, we'll have to do a gray, which is okay. I could do a white strip. Do I have one that's long enough? Like I said, I don't glue it to the cover. I make my fabric in a paper, so I layer fabric, the heat and bond, and then this paper again, so that then I can glue that to the cover. I don't use heat and bond on my cover itself. I don't know how that would work. It just seems a little crazy to me, but I have not tried it, so I have not been brave enough. Maybe you're brave enough. I have not. But hey, I learned my technique by altering somebody else's technique. So go ahead and try it. If in your head it makes sense, try it. I mean, just because it don't make sense in my head doesn't mean it won't work. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know everything. Like I said, I learned that technique from watching somebody else's and being like, I think it would work. I think. Okay, so again, this fabric has no wrong or right side, and if it does, I don't know what the difference is. So I'm just going to lay it down. Wait, I want to sew on this side. That's right. So here, and I sewed it kind of crooked, but that's okay. We'll live. Maybe you can get even fancier and do machine quilting in the fabric rows. Would I do that with the paper or without the paper? I guess with the paper, right? Like, would you suggest I take off the paper to do the quilting? That's my question. So I like the idea, I'm just not sure how to execute it. I'm trying to get it to just overlap with the fabric here, even though it's not exactly supposed to. It doesn't want to, but I'm getting it to. Let me iron that 1 second. Okay. And this piece. Okay. So now, just cutting off the excess there. And now this beautiful red fabric will fit here. Again, sewing on the exposed edge and fabric right side down. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch seam. Okay, there it is. Now we're going to iron this back. Already loving it. I'm already loving it. Okay, so now I think I'll put a piece of black fabric here with the pretty holly print on it. Yeah, let's do that. And then we'll iron it back. I'm telling you, this is the easiest quilting technique I have learned. I was like, this is perfect for us junk journalers because it's nothing serious. No serious commitment, which I love. I think I'm going to put a white stripe here. Iron it back. This is coming out really nice. I love it. Thank you, Golden Author. This is going to make some fabulous junk journals. I can just tell. And I think it's a little bit more interesting than if I just use one piece of fabric. That's just in my head, of course. Of course, that only makes sense to me. And I'm going to finish it off with a piece of this fabric here, this gray fabric at the end, which is what's on the middle. Finish off this side. 1/4 inch seam. That is a wrap for that side. And sometimes I bounce back between sides, but for the most part, I like to do one half and then work on the other half. So now we're working on this other half. Let's pick. Oh, you know what I have not used is this gray fabric here at all. I have not touched it. What is wrong with me? Okay. There's many things wrong with me, but none that I could have solved in this hour. So, why worry about it? Let me do a stripe. If this will fit. This will not fit. Oh my goodness. What do I have that is long enough? This besides this one. I don't want to put this one down. See, that's not long enough. So let me show you why it's not long enough. Because it goes from up here to right here. That's right in. So that's not long enough. So I'm frantically, I think that's the word. I'm looking for a longer strip of fabric. I guess I'll have to lay down this red fabric. It's really what I got that's left that's long. Okay. It'll still work. This long piece of just red fabric. That looks like it's more to like make a nice jacket or something. Yeah, it's more like a nice jacket, maybe a long winter skirt. probably would be good for this. Okay. I'm running out of scraps here that I cut up because I didn't cut up that many. So I think I'm mostly going to use this fabric for just spines. So I didn't plan on making too much of it. Maybe you could get even fancier and do more quilts. Oh wait, I already read that. I wish I could, I mean, if I could quilt on it, I could probably just do like straight lines, you know. I've seen people just quilt straight lines, which that's all I can really do. The quilting, the stitches on my sewing machine don't look like embroidery, like those actual quilt machines. So we're gonna put that fabric back, pull it back, so 1 second. And I think I'm gonna put another black fabric stripe down. This fabric is actually pretty thick compared to the other fabric. But so was the flannel. The flannel is actually pretty thick fabric, and it worked for this too, so that's okay. Okay, so now I have this. Now I have this. So, yeah, this should work. Just like barely works. Let's see what else I have. It's too much red already. It's already too much red. And you can check because of the 1/4 inch seam when you fold it over. Okay, that'll work. So I really only have this small piece. I don't have a thicker one. Shame on me. But we're almost done. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. I wasn't sure if I should cut out more fabric, and I was trying to be on trying to save some fabric because I might want to do some what is it called? What are they called? The 5 that shape I like to do. Hexagon. The hex. Oh my god. Why was I thinking pentagon? I was like, I don't think it's 5 sides. I don't say it's more than 5 sides. The hexagon. I might want to do some hexagon. So I did try and save some fabric. So maybe I can do some hexies. Some Christmas hexies. I think would be cool. I'm like, pentagon? No, not pentagon. Okay. Let's iron this fabric back here. And then I could use a stripe of white. Oh wait, no, it's actually got too many solid colors. So now I might go in with the gray. Yeah, let's go in with this gray. Because it's long enough. I always bypass fall. I'm always concentrated on Christmas up until Christmas designing anyways. Okay, so there's these cute little reindeers here. That's that stripe. Okay. And I'm going to put a white stripe. Thin white stripe, actually. It ends up thin. That's why I do 2-inch and 3-inch stripes, because the 2-inch ends up actually like 1.25 inches. and the 3-inch actually ends up about 2 inches. So you take off about half an inch on every strip that you put down because of the seaming on both sides. So just keep that in mind when you decide what size strips you are going to be cutting out. Just keep in mind that half an inch of that strip will be basically just folded over. And I try to do a smaller seam and it doesn't work, so learn from my mistakes here. Oops, I forgot to turn the camera back on over here. Sorry. Okay, let me iron this back. Then I think I want to put, yes, a layer of this fabric here. This is so Christmassy compared to what I was making last night. Last night what I made was more like Italian food festival than it was Christmas. Sorry. It was. I gotta say it. Nobody else is gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Let's do... Or do I want to do this? And then I could do this afterwards. Yay. Okay, let's do that. So... And you do definitely want to have some thinner fabrics and some thinner strips and some wider strips. You definitely want to have different options because it just gives it a more interesting look. Right? Go to Walmart, you guys. They have some good, they might have some Christmas stuff behind their Halloween stuff. Okay. All right. So now we're going to fold that back. Then I got one more little piece to cover, and that is it, you guys. I made 2 junk journal covers in an hour. It could either be 2 small covers, it could be 1 large cover, or it could be about 3 spines if you're just doing spines. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video here. Slow video. Let me do this right here. I need another black stripe, actually. Actually, let me get another black stripe if I have it. Ooh, I have a really thin one. Okay, that'll work. It'll have to work. So this is about a, no, this literally will just be folded over. So no 1-inch fabrics, you guys, because like I said, you're going to take off half an inch of seams. So don't use 1-inch fabrics. Not recommended. Okay. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I have this. Or I could do a gray. Oh, I wish I had more black fabric, but I don't. Well, I do, but I just didn't cut it up. That's what I meant to say. So half of this is going to be covered. This is literally going to be like one little strip. Okay, let me put some green here now. Some green. Okay. Yes, the diagonal spine is going to be so pretty. Also, in my head, I'm like, oh, I know what I'm doing for Christmas. String quilts are so pretty, and they're so easy. Like, honestly, it's the easiest thing you could do here. If you know how to straight stitch, you can make this string, but you can do the string quilt technique here. And we'll come back, and I'm going to probably either start prepping the Christmas junk journals or maybe do something with all these scraps that I have left over from today. So I haven't decided yet. Okay, I got one little last piece left here. And I think I'm going to use this paper here at the edge. But this little scrap that I want to use is like tied onto this other fabric. Of course, Jane, of course. This is fun, right? Phew! Oh my goodness, sorry. Sorry about that, you guys. Okay. So let's put this little piece. Is this going to be enough? Let's see. No, it's not going to be enough. That makes me want to cry. Okay. We'll just have to use an actual strip. Okay, so there's our strip. Last piece. And you guys know after this, I'm just going to even it out. Cut off the paper on the back. The boring parts. But, okay. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys come to hang out with me tomorrow. And I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, you guys. Take advantage of my shop. It is still 50% off until the end of the month. As well as I have those new Christmas die cuts you guys we're going to be working with. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today on this fun. Everything's fun when it goes right. Everything's just a lot more fun when it goes the right way. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Patricia, so much for your support. Bye, you guys.